Boston, are you serious right now? I was at like my computer got all that stuff, going because I was getting ready to record about, some of the World Cup games and how some of the upsets have been, really really cool and all that. Boston, what? This is what you do, and this is what you trade for Jaylen Brown, right? I, I am just astonished because Jaylen Brown has been traded to the Philadelphia 76ers in exchange for Paul George, and I want to make sure that I'm reading this right. 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. And if this trade is so bad that even me, who like I am like for lack of a better term, a Jaylen Brown hater, like if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I've gone like Jaylen Brown has made me pretty upset with the way he's conducted himself, right? Jaylen Brown has made me pretty upset with some of his playoff like chokes and all that, right? This is what you get for him. Uh, I this is this might be the worst trade of the day, and this takes the cake for the worst trade because the Lakers were cooking up a steaming pile of garbage. This is even worse than that. I mean, just like looking at the, uh, 76er side of this trade, right? Congratulations. Absolutely fantastic trade. Not only have you cooked a division rival and a team who you hate, because these two teams hate each other, or at least, usually they should. Not only have you done that, but you've also got, at the bare minimum, a top 15 player in the NBA onto your team. And in exchange, you give up Podcast P and Paul George, who isn't that good anymore. You give up 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. Like, you get somebody who is a Finals MVP, and that is what you need to give up. Absolutely fantastic work that you were able to pull that off. And I know that the money is a bit much. I know that, sure, giving up first-round picks, who knows who you could be by then. This is the best team in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion, right now. Because looking at it, Tyrese Maxey, and if you put Jaylen Brown at like the shooting guard or small forward, whatever, you've already got a team that's kind of cooking, right? Like, if you look at the 76ers like roster and all of that right now, they are good with Jaylen Brown there. Because not only do you have like Jaylen Brown coming in, you have Tyrese Maxey, who averaged 29 points per game last year, or pretty close to it. You then have, VJ Edgecombe at the 2. I can't believe I forgot that. But so you're, VJ Edgecombe's only going to get better from here. Jaylen Brown at the 4, you can put really, like, you just picked up Dwayne Wade or Dean Wade for that, too. Like, you picked up Dean Wade, and then you have, Joel Embiid, and then you have a good backup center in Andre Drummond. You have another good backup option in Adem Bona. You then have Jabari Walker and Trent Wofford, 2 decent, like, rotational wings. You also have LeBaron Fallon. He's a good, like, guard. Who knows what he could be. And even then you have, like, Ariel Hukporti, which who knows what he could be. Wow. This team is scary. And you know what? If they can't get past the second round with this team should just, like, abolish itself. Because this is one of the best teams in basketball. This is an amazing team. This team should, in honesty, win an NBA championship. They should win a title with this, even with Andre Drummond as the center. Just assuming Joel Embiid doesn't play any games in the playoffs, they should still do it because this is phenomenal. Your defense improves, your shooting improves, ball handling improves from Paul George. I mean, everything about this team gets better. They're a scary team. And Boston, I know in the past I have said that you need to get rid of Jaylen Brown. That was mostly like during the Giannis thing. That was whenever they were in like talks for KD and 80, like best in the world, like caliber players. Not Paul George. That is not what I meant. Um, this team sucks now. Like your point guard, okay, cool. Peyton Pritchard. I think there's a ceiling on what he can be like as a lead ball handler in a playoff setting. Because I'm just worried about size, whatever. Your defense is worse. Financially, sure, you get off of the long term, issues with that, so maybe you have better cap flexibility. But the only way that it makes sense for me is if, like, say Giannis Antetokounmpo is unhappy with what happens in Miami, or if Nikola Jokic is unhappy with what happens in Denver and he doesn't sign a contract extension. That's where you get the financial flexibility long down the road, but that's 2 years down the line. And listen, Jason Tatum, he would be like, 31 by that point? Like, I mean, it's not like he's still a young guy anymore. He's not 19. And I mean, this team was still, even with all of the things that I've said against Jaylen Brown, this team was still very good. Should they have blown the 3-1 lead that they did? Absolutely not. They should not have lost that series whatsoever. And wow. Like this, they are going all in on Jason Tatum. And I think that, like, when I mentioned the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade to the Heat and the ramifications of it, the fact that Jaylen Brown was getting traded away for a lesser package was something that I brought up. I didn't think this much of a lesser package. Because 2 first-round picks, sure, even if you just trade those, right, and you pair 2 first-round picks, the picks you already have, and you trade, say, like, Sam Hauser, like Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard, like that, you're not getting up, even with all of those, you're not getting a player as good as Jaylen Brown. And I know that, like, I know I've been harsh on Jaylen Brown, right, and whatever, but to almost have to, like, be forced to get rid of him is kind of crazy. And, like, that trade is terrible. That is a terrible trade for the oh my gosh, for the Celtics. The 76ers absolutely won this trade. Like, with flying colors, they won this trade. Like, absolutely fantastic job here. Because looking at this team right now, like, your guard rotation, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, like Baylor Shireman, and Hugo Gonzalez, right? That's decent right there. You could swing Hugo and, like, Baylor over to, like, the 3. You have Jason Tatum still there. He's pretty good at the whole basketball thing. Paul George and Sam Hauser, like, I view those two on similar terms now, honestly. I know Paul George had a better season than he did previously, but, I mean, who knows what he could be now that he's a year older. And, I mean, he's 36 years old. I mean, like, you basically traded Jaylen Brown for almost an expiring contract. That's crazy. I do think that with this move, I do see a possibility in which Paul George gets moved later on. For, like, if a disgruntled superstar wants out. And this, like, really is flabbergasting to me. I know I've already spoken for close to 9 minutes now, but I feel like for all of the blockbuster trades, I have nothing to say about this. I mean, this is one of the most lopsided trades that I've seen, and it is crazy that the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum era ended this way. Wow. I think that's the best way to sum up this trade. Now that we've reached the end of the video, make sure to go ahead and like, subscribe. It's absolutely crucial to the channel. We are absolutely going full steam ahead on content. We're having more content coming out later today, so make sure to go and make sure to view that content as well. But this is the Scoop with Coop, and until next time, so long, everybody.